Okay, well, let's kick things off here on the August 1. This is all that I have that has completed mobilization at this point for the Germans. A couple of the siege artillery units, and then a couple infantry divisions under the 1st and 2nd Army, and all the cav under the 1st Army. Let's see what we've got there. Oh boy. So I'm going to have to look up in the rules, in the deployment instructions, to see where the boundaries are for the setup. The divisions, the Army, which divisions are assigned to which Army doesn't really matter for anything else. But, you know, for this first period of the game, I do have to really worry about that, it looks like. Otherwise, it's just whoever's throwing you supply counts. I had noticed I had one of my units set up here in Maastricht for some reason. Now, the game, as far as I can tell, doesn't specify you can't enter the Netherlands. But von Moltke did not. And so I'm going to follow that as sort of an assumed. Certainly the Schlieffen Plan initially called for going through the Netherlands as well, but it called for invading them. And since there is no Dutch army to put into play, and I don't think they would have allowed the Germans through Maastricht, I think we'll stick with the historical here. So I identified a few units that I want to move. Basically, here on the 1st Division, got a couple. Our 1st Army, I've got a couple of divisions here. And then I've got one here. This one's the important one because I can move here. 1, 2. He's moving into a zone of control. 3 for the river, 4 for the space, 5 for the zone of control. He still can't make it because he's got to leave a zone of control too. Damn it. Yeah, I thought I could get across that river, but I don't think I can. I'm not sure that's where he came from. Let's see. And I can't go up to Maastricht. So 1, 2 for zone of control. 3 for the river, 4, 5 for the zone of control, just can't be done. So whatever assault I'm going to put on Liege, and I'm only allowed to move a couple of units from here, is pretty much got to go across the Meuse. That doesn't please me. The only good thing here is, yeah, there's a big division there. Alright, so there's actually a way to slip something in here. 2306 contains, under this engineer, a cav unit that I can slip in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as I can go with that. Now, I could do a column attack. I obviously don't want to do it with just that, and I don't. It would only be with this, so I want to instead do the set piece battle. I think column attacks mean they might work fine, but they mean that you can only use the forces in one stack. I've got 2 guys who came from one location, so they were stacked together to move here. They could have column attacked, but now by putting this here, I'm getting around the river. I've got some more cav here that I can try to slip around too, just to get some more strength in, I guess. Okay, so other than the forces that I have zoomed in here attacking this Belgian stack, I have some artillery that's moving forward, but they're too far from the line, and these guys back here, they're too far from the line to really do anything. I can't shoot them up there. They can't even force march, I don't think, the column march thing. That's only infantry that can do that, I think. Let me look that up. Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to. Yeah, no, not artillery. The cav could do it. So now I'm going to launch my attack. How's this going to work? Well, I've got to pay some points. It's attacking German infantry, which means every 8 strength points I have to pay a supply point for. Now, I have 3, I'd say 4 8s in there. Alright, so 4 supply points, and that can be from the 1st or 2nd Division Army. I'm going to spend it off the 1st because they look like they're further away. Well, wait a minute. I may not be able to afford these guys. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. But do they have to pay the zone of control for that? I better look that up. Indeed, I'm able to skip the zone of control costs there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get it all in. And I think we decided it was 4 supply points off the first army. So we'll bring them down to 96 points there. Okay. Now the defender has to choose his supply point costs. He's got 6 points of counterattack strength, which he can allocate there, because he's got the big division under there. I'm sorry, 8 points of counter strength point. And these are Belgian, which means he's going to have to spend 3 Belgian supply to fully supply his forces. He's going to do that. 1, 2, 3, down to 17. All right. Now, let's look at what our modifiers are and where we are. Our Belgians here have the right to take the urban because they have a city center there. Otherwise, they'd have to take clear terrain because they're being attacked from these 3 hexes and those 3 hexes and the adjacent hexes, hex sides are all clear terrain. So he wants to take that urban center as his thing. And when we look at that, he's got 1 movement point. Oh no, city. City does nothing. I think he's forced to take clear. Route. I know something refusal to retreat is possible because of the urban center, but that is not an urban space or city center. That doesn't. There's no urban terrain there, so I want to make sure. I don't think that he can attack through it, or I don't think he can defend in it. No, it's not a big enough city. It would have to have an urban terrain hex side and a city center to get that option, or 2 or more urban terrain hex sides. I think that's if he can't choose it automatically for being in there. Anyway, so he's got clear terrain, which isn't going to modify at all. He doesn't have the river advantage because these cav cut it off. I'm not attacking this cav. There's no desire to do that. But he does have the fortress, which probably makes him stronger than the Germans, to tell you the truth. And once he's multiplied, tremendously stronger. This doesn't feel right. Uh-oh. Should I not be attacking? I don't know. I certainly don't have to attack. I'm not sure I want to. Yes, I've declared it. I know. But I don't want to screw the game up by making a dumb move. Yeah, I'm going to have 24 plus 6 is only 30 strength points, and he's going to have 44 times 3. I don't want to attack that. I mean, I really don't. Maybe I want to attack these cav. I could do that. Let me take my points back here. And 3 points back for the Belgians. Well, if I attack the cav, I'm going to be on the 4 table here. And chances are so-so that I'll be able to push them back. The advantage of that, of course, is if they're pushed back, then I have more of a surrounding on this. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to spend one supply point because that's less than, oh no, they're cav. I don't have to spend any supply points. Great. I shouldn't have been counting them in anyway. All right, so let's attack them. And this is actually pretty easy. I'm going to use my little dice because I like them better. So now I'm on the 4 table. I need a 4 or better, and then I'll force them to retreat. Well, that didn't work. And now they get to swing back. Now there are only 2 strength points there. They're not counterattacking infantry. They may just have 2 strength points. Well, the chart indicates that they do not have to be tripled here. Oh, this is just supply expenditure. Counterattacking units, yeah, well, they're tripled. They're non-retreating except artillery, so they're tripled. So they're going to be on the 6 table here. Now, had they been retreating, they'd only be doubled, which would have made this about equal. We get a 2, which is a hit. As far as I can tell, there are no modifiers in this thing right now. So we've caused 1 hit to the Germans. I can take that by flipping a counter over. And this has not gone well for their side of the turn. There we are. French here have almost nothing. 316 cav in 1913. That's going to be these guys. I don't know what I'm doing with them there. That cav right there. They don't have any restrictions, but I could go charging into Belgium with them, I guess. I have to figure out what to use them for. I think they're more value up on the Belgian plain than they are in the Ardennes. And they were actually able to go quite far. 2, 4, or no, 1, 2. This, what is that? Broken terrain. That is only 1 movement point each. That's not bad at all. It's got a slight defensive advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the woods. 5, 6, 7 across the river. 8. They could actually take another move up here. I'm going to keep them over here though, in front of Namur. That's I don't know what good they're going to do there, but I didn't expect them to be able to run up that far through that stuff. Alright, well, that's actually the end of the first turn. Simple enough that it was. I'm going to have reinforcements to place next turn. Over there. Oh, no. I am not going to have reinforcements to place next turn. It was kind of a funny little thing happened there. So the die got caught on my tweezers, probably because of this little prong on there. It just dropped in the middle of everything. I thought it was a catastrophe. It didn't end up too bad at all. I had to look up 3 units, but sometimes that can make things move a little faster than they should. Alright, up this goes. I feel a little bit like I didn't succeed in doing anything here with my Germans marching into Belgium. Very slow. Not a lot of troops moving though.